face was slightly deforming a little bit. I'm looking for stuff that is. I mean, it's good hair physics on that. That's very good hair physics right there. Um, so here's what I keep saying: is anything like this, if that dude talks, it's over. Like unless he hires a voice actress to come in and then it's still gonna be weird anyways because the voice isn't gonna completely match up with just the regular natural human nature of things. This guy, there's no way this guy can sound like a female. Like even if he uses a voice changer or something, his delivery and everything else, even the gay guy is not going to sound like a female. There's no way of doing that. Females sound like females, guys sound like guys. Males sound like males. Whatever. There's no way of replicating that. There is just a certain S that your brain clicks into of like, oh, that's a woman. So yeah, like visually, sure, and this can make everybody go absolutely nuts. So visually, 19 million on that. This is pretty crazy. Again, this should make Hollywood poop their pants a little bit, in all honesty, because holy shit. Not in the way of like, oh my god, they can use this in a bad way or whatever, or use it in but in the way of like, man, you you could just sell your likeness and make a shit ton of money while mocap actors do all the work for you and have essentially Hollywood could turn into the gaming industry doing this. And then the funny part is the gaming industry is already kind of turning into Hollywood in the aspect of, if you're a mocap actor, you actually do have to be physically there and do have the emotion and voiceover and physically move in the space and everything. So it's almost like in the future we could see Hollywood and gaming flip flop of like, oh, this feels like I'm doing, because a lot of your uh was it Arthur Morgan and Ned Luke from GTA 5, Michael from GTA 5, Ned Luke, and Roger Clark from that plays Arthur Morgan. I'm hoping I'm getting everybody's names and characters right here. On Red Dead 2, of course. They kind of were saying that of like they were surprised how when they stepped foot in the mocap studio in Rockstar Studios that it just felt like a theatrical play that they were doing. Like you still have you kind of have to use your imagination with it's a box sitting there that has the the balls on it to show that it's in the space and everything. But and that's for years you were taking theatrical actors and actresses and putting them into on a set in Hollywood and whatnot. So it's kind of like everything is reversed in that way. And then Hollywood, if they were smart about it, which I'm guessing this AI stuff is going to be cheaper and cheaper to work with. Yeah, just take the actors and put them in the voiceover booths, and then somebody else can mocap it and whatnot. And like Sony Pictures, they already have mocap studios for gaming and all that. So why not take that, bring it over, and that's where I see the future of like movies and everything going. Because the other thing too is you can probably do so much more action and bigger set pieces than you would ever be able to do like on location or anything using this kind of AI mocap stuff right here. Like you can essentially, this is like a CGI movie, but super realistic. So imagine the possibilities of there's a book or something that's like high fantasy or Lord of the Rings, but made like this, and you can do so much bigger set pieces, and you don't have to hire a million people to do that. So the budget can just go into making this like giant world and everything. People are so against all this stuff, but man, the tool set just opens up a whole range of everything that you could actually go crazy with doing. um yeah, essentially, I mean, you're already seeing it here, and like this in this too, of like, man, like transitions too, like flying through cities and all that stuff. Like normally you'd kind of do a drone shot to do all this. It would cost way extra. It would, if you have an AI set up where you could do it. Yeah, it's man, like professional grade shots just by using the AI to do it. It's crazy. It like Hollywood. Come on, the dumbest thing. I mean, this is the thing though. Is like you know, Hollywood is being very stupid lately, anyways. But you know, and again, to go back to the AI thing, it's like you know, Ryan Hurst, who played Thor in God of War Ragnarok, has been cast as Kratos for the live action God of War series. So once again, it's just like the video I made or I watched there before, where it's like Tekken and it actually looks like Heihachi and Jin and Kazuya and all that, and you know the Bears and Jack and all that stuff, the Williams sisters and everything. Like it actually looks like them, and it's not Hollywood casting somebody that doesn't really look like them but sort of looks like them and whatnot. The closest thing that we have to a really good casting movie, I think, is probably that Street Fighter movie that's coming out. But again, the AI thing, you know, like freaking Kratos, the Chris Judge, he basically got screwed on this role. I know Chris Judge is being really nice and everything, being like, okay, yeah, go Ryan Hurst and everything, but he got super screwed on this. He really did. And to me, I'm just like, I'm just thinking, where was the other post of the entire? Yeah, it's like when I'm seeing this cast here, it's like, man. So Kratos, she fits. This is the actual actor who plays the Mimir, which is awesome to see that they gave him that role. I don't know. I don't know. This is a decent casting. I will give them that. But I can't help but to think of like if they did, you know, if it was like an AI CGI kind of route with this, man, the characters could literally just look like the game characters, and then you could have like this expanded movie come out of it. It's win-win for the fans that love the games, and also the fans that have never played the games and whatnot. They get to know the characters and they get to see the exact character design in the movie, and then they go, maybe I go play the game, and then they have that experience that everybody else had already with it. That's the reason why I like CGI movies so much, way more than live action when it comes to adaptations like this, because it's like, oh, that's, you know, you're playing like Resident Evil is the best example of this. You're watching a Resident Evil CGI movie. It's like, oh yeah, that is Chris. That is, you know, it's the actual character models there, and you're just like, man, like yeah, that's super cool. And then you see somebody from Hollywood try and play those characters, and it's like the hair's wrong. You know, it's like your brain just clicks in of like, I've seen these characters for hours and hours and hours and hours. They got the outfit wrong or something, or the hair's wrong or something like that. It's like, this is always going to be the problem with live action, though. That's the other issue of this. Like, unless you actually have the person who played the character in the game that has been like face scanned and faux scanned into the game and everything. Yeah. Interesting though. It is an interesting cast for God of War. It's a decent cast, but man, Chris Judge, I can't help but to think like it should be Ryan Hurst playing Thor and Chris Judge playing Kratos. I don't know about Atreus. That'd be a hard one because Atreus in the first game, super young, even while they were like, you know, filming or whatever, or, you know, recording the mocap for the game and everything, like that kid grew up, he went through a growth spurt, and it was like, how do we do this? I'm also curious to see what time frame this movie takes place in too. If it's like after Ragnarok, and maybe this is like a filler between, you know, like Kratos on the council and all that stuff going into possibly the Egypt stuff or whatever that they're thinking about going to. It'd be interesting to see where this movie goes to. Yes, Alistair Duncan. There we go. Returns as Mimir. Max Parker is playing Heimdall. Oh, and this. So one more of these. Yeah, and again, notice there's no voiceover. Because if this guy talks again, what female would be doing this? They would. It's like this is the male brain doing this right here. You can just tell by the way she's acting. It's like the hell. I think a female would be like try and brush the hair aside or something, see if that works. It would give a different look on the face. Like the facial expression would be like a more feminine facial expression than this and whatnot. But again, if he talks, it's over. The whole the illusion is broke. You know, that's the thing of it. This was interesting. This was an interesting.
And now they're like, can we get a big one in the first 5 minutes to get somebody? We want people to stay tuned in, and it wouldn't be terrible if you reiterated the plot 3 or 4 times in the dialogue because people are on their phones while they're watching. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
And so then it's going to really start to infringe on how we're telling the
but
story.
then you look at Adolescence, it didn't do any of that.
It didn't do any of that.
And it's fucking great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's
I noticed this when I heard this. I just watched Stranger Things final season, and I had heard this before I watched that, and man, Stranger Things, holy shit, does that do that? Like they reiterate the plot. What is the game plan? Let's go to the game plan. Okay, we have a game plan, but maybe we need to change it. So the game plan again. I mean, it's probably about 6 times over again. They go over that the final game plan of like what are we going to do and everything. And then they have the overly dramatic moments in there and whatnot. I know it's like Stranger Things finale is kind of, it's just like Game of Thrones and whatnot. Some people love it, some people hate it and everything. But yeah, it's definitely, I think movies and Hollywood and all this stuff, it's going to be interesting to see if they redo books around. But I mean, I think books is kind of a niche at this point where it's like, if you're sitting down to read a book, you have the attention span to read a book. Majority of everybody else don't read books. They might listen to it on tape or something, or they'll watch a YouTube video of a synopsis of it on like 3x speed, but they're not sitting down to read a book. But yeah, like Hollywood movies, especially TV shows and everything. Yeah, you're going to be seeing differences in the way that the structure of the movie is done in the scripts and everything. But again, I think AI is going to help out with, because it's like, okay, maybe, you're probably going to be able to do way bigger set pieces in the future. And was it Matt Damon, whatever his name is, what, like he was saying back here, what he was just talking about of like, oh, let's have a big set piece in the first 5 minutes of it. In one way, I kind of like that though, because then it makes, it kind of just, it drops you. I think that's one of the reasons why everybody really liked The Dark Knight, because of the plot twist of, it's like first 5 minutes, you get a plot twist of Joker in there. And it's like, well, who's the real one? Oh, it's that guy over there doing that now. And, he pulls out the mask or whatever. And he's got the face paint on and everything. It's like that big plot twist happens when that first 5 minutes, like, oh, okay. All right, this could be, it just hopefully sets up for a very cool movie that keeps you thinking. And then also on top of that, maybe the one thing that I think doesn't translate well is when they have the big thing happens and then it's like 4 hours earlier. That does kind of bug me. I know that bugs a lot of people. That one also that bugs me too. Of like, man, because then it's just like half your movie is just getting back up to that point, and then that tends to be the plot twist that sets up the second half of the movie. And it's just like, just give me the damn thing. Going. Let me go on the journey with you. I don't want a recap of. I want the story to be a recap of the journey. Like, shit, that's the point of the journey. I think this is the reason why games are just so much better at that, because you are doing the journey yourself.
The plot 3 or 4 times in the dialogue because people are on their phones while they're watching. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
And so then it's going to really start to infringe on
creatively.
How.
And that's the other thing too, like the TikTok brain rot type of situation that we got right now, where it's like people can't. They have the attention of the goldfish. Like that's why I keep saying this. Of yeah, like something. It'd be interesting to see in the next 10 years if movies try and adapt to like the, quick cuts and it's just something always happening 24. You have an hour and a half movie now all of a sudden because they can't do a 2-hour movie, and it's just like 10 things happening within 20-minute period. And it's like, geez, the editing on that would be insane, but
you would go like, let me grab them and get them invested in them. It's like the movies that start with the hero hanging from the cliff, and now we're going to flash back to the beginning and tell you how they got there.
And that right there, exactly. I actually like how he is so hyped up about like the process of the storytelling and everything. That's good. That's actually really good. It's Ben Affleck, right? Goes to show how much I watch movies. But there's a reason why I don't watch a ton of movies, because a lot of times either I figure out the plot 2 seconds in, or I'm just like, I'd much rather just be doing a story-driven game where I have full control over everything. And this is the other part of it too. It's like you have the TikTok brain where it's like, I give you 30 seconds of my time of give you 30 seconds. You got to do something really quick. And then you have the other portion, which is like, holy shit, this would be so much better if I had control over this and I had interaction with it somehow and whatnot. And then you have, that's the reason why like Dispatch was great for everyone, because it's like that middle ground of like the people who just like to watch TV shows. There's just, there's enough storyline going on there, but then the people that like to interact with everything, there's just enough interaction there to make the storyline do what you want it to do and all that stuff. Really great pacing and balance on that. And then you have just the moviegoers that just like to sit there and, oh, that was cool. Which again, it's like, how far do movies take it for that short attention span? That's going to be, that's an interesting one to think about.
I always feel like complaining about it makes me feel like one of these guys was like, when I was a boy, like you always want to freeze the culture at the time when you, I don't know, felt more like, we didn't used to have these phones. The fuck are all these phones? And everybody's looking at their phone. I get it. Yes, it's true. Also, it's like supply and demand. People want to look at their phone. They can look at TikTok. They want, they're going to do that. I think what you can do is make shit the best you can. Make it really good. And,
there you go. Yes.
People can still go to the movies. Not like, I think we have this idea that's like an existential threat. Everything.
This is the other thing too, is like, I get where Ben's coming from on this. In a sense, or at least my thought is every once in a while people get fatigue of their phones, and that's where a good movie comes in. So, if you've been on your phone for 2 days straight, a lot of times people are like, okay, yeah, I've seen everything that's been posted fucking 4 times over again. Just fucking throw on a movie for a couple hours and whatnot, and then let other people, let the news feed or the algorithm or whatever find some new shit to throw up on the phone and everything. So I do think in that way movies, but this is the hard part about it though, is games is knocking on the back door of that, of like, okay, I can throw on a game, do 1 or 2 chapters for an hour or two in a game, and it's interactive, and I still feel like I'm doing something. While I think that's the other part of it too, is because for me it's like, if I sit down and watch a movie, I'm like, man, I'm ready to get back into working on whatever, getting collectibles in a game, or I'm so ready to jump back into that adventure I was doing over here. Because the movie just feels like you're just kind of sitting there, it draws you in, and you get the storyline and everything, but it's like, you don't have that. For me, I think games have ruined movies in that aspect of, at the end of the adventure, it's just like, man, I'd really like to, I'd like to interact in that universe, that world, or whatever, if I really enjoyed it. If I don't have that feeling, it's like, okay, yeah, it was good, but okay, whatever. And I'm just moved on instantly.